Out of all of the mobs being introduced in Minecraft 1.17, there is one that I am most excited for. It's not the warden, it's not the goats, it's definitely not the glow squid. It is, as you may have guessed, the axolotl. These little guys are simply adorable, and I thought today we could build them a home. So hello everybody, my name is Marlo, and today we are going to be constructing an axolotl aquarium. So this place may seem familiar to some of you. If you watched my cave-based transformation video that I released a few weeks ago, then it definitely will, because that's exactly what this is. My cave base for 1.17, but it's definitely missing one thing, and that of course is an axolotl aquarium. The only question is, where does one build an axolotl aquarium in a base like this? There isn't honestly a whole lot of room. I've got two ideas. One is we build it into the floor in this area. It's fairly open and I should be able to squeeze it in. Or I do some terrain modification here, try and smoothen this area out, possibly get rid of our armor stands, and build it inside of the wall. I'm most likely leaning towards this one. There we go, that's looking a little bit better. Now we can start work on the window to the aquarium, I guess we would call it. Basically, my plan is to have a small little window around about here where we can gaze into the aquarium itself, which is going to be a little bit similar to the lush cave, since that is where you find the axolotls. But what should we build it out of? Obviously, we're going to need some glass for our window, that's a given. But what can go around the glass itself? I'm gonna go with spruce. That's always a safe bet and is almost always the answer in my books. I absolutely love spruce blocks. Pretty simple indeed, but I think it works. So now we can start work on the actual aquarium itself. And like I said, we're going to be sort of replicating the lush cave, so we need to make a cave before we make it lush. And we're going to do that using some TNT. Well, it blew me out of the aquarium for a start, and also has not made a big enough hole at all. Okay, gonna have to place some more of these down. Well, it's ruined the window to the aquarium, but I would say that's a pretty good size. We don't really want to go too big here, but large enough so our axolotls will have plenty of room to maneuver. But I need to smooth things out in here, because right now it's a big old mess, and I just need to work on the shape a little bit. Yep, that's pretty smooth shape-wise as well as texture-wise. As you can see, I've just replaced all of the blocks with stone, so we got a nice blank canvas to build on. And as far as the shape is concerned, basically what I did is I just took a step back, looked at the natural explosion we have made and the shape of it, and thought how I could transform it into a cave. So what we've got here with this shape in the bottom is going to be the actual water and the pond for the axolotls to swim in. The rest of it is actually going to be dry area for them just to walk around, because obviously they are amphibians. They can go on the land if they want to. So we got a rim around the actual water area itself, and then up here is just going to be a small little platform for them to hang out on in case they don't feel like swimming around in the water. We are definitely going to be making use of some of the new 1.17 decorative blocks, from the moss to the azaleas to the spore blossoms, from the big to the small drip leaves and every other drip leaf in between, but that's going to be towards the end when we start adding in the decoration blocks. For right now, I think we just need to work on, I'm gonna say, the pond area first of all. Let's actually get the water part of our aquarium done first. Is that deep enough? I would say that's deep enough. I'm going to fill it with water now. Wonderful. So here's my selection of blocks that we're going to add in underneath the water here, and honestly we may do that for the entire cave, possibly with a few more additional stone types alongside the andesite here, but basically what I'm going to do is just come under the water here, and maybe every now and again I'll just make a little patch of sand, something a bit like this, and then I'll move around here and maybe do a little area of moss block alongside some mossy cobblestone where it's got extra mossy in that little corner over there, and maybe we'll just put in a bit of coarse dirt here and there, and then some additional stone texture with the andesite, like I said. Something like that, although I'm gonna make this a little bit better because I'm not particularly happy with how this looks right now. I am loving the rooted dirt block. I don't know what it is, where it comes from, or why it's in the game, but I am welcoming it with open arms because it is the perfect bridge block, shall we say, for when it comes to texturing with dirt alongside stone. It's got this really nice middle ground, and I feel like it just works so well with those two blocks. So, as you can see here, I've made a bit of a growth around the cave almost. We have a bit of a mossy area up here on the platform, which potentially is adding to the growth, maybe the origin point, or possibly under the water here, because it's got all wet and disgusting. Obviously, it's allowed it to grow and spread around the walls of the cave, which I absolutely love. Again, the rooted dirt really helps with that, but we just got some andesite, mossy cobble, and coarse dirt chucked in there too. So that's, I think, all I'm going to do with texture when it comes to the dirtier areas. I think all of this stone over here just needs some andesite, cobblestone, maybe a little bit of gravel here and there. This maybe would be a bit too much texture for some people, and I understand that, but me personally, I love it. I think this cave is really coming together nicely. So the only other thing I really want to have left to add in with the actual structure of the cave is possible stalactites. Now, we could either use the classic cobblestone wall or andesite wall, I guess, and just add in some stuff like that. Definitely works, but we do have the new dripstone blocks, and I'm just wondering what these potentially look like if we just maybe place in a couple of them here or there, and maybe one more smaller one on that mossy cobblestone. How does that look? I don't think I've quite come around to these dripstone blocks yet, at least not in a man-made Minecraft build. Good thing there wasn't an axolotl under that dripstone. If you ask me, I think we're ready to add in some decoration blocks. So I'm going to have a look through this menu, get a big old selection, and we can start placing them down. I think this is going to be pretty good. At the top here, we have some azaleas, the flowering and the regular. Then our spore blossoms. I thought maybe we could try and put some moss carpet in there, although we do already have all of this moss, so that may not be needed. Some of our big and small drip leaves, some hanging roots. I'm not honestly sure what these are, but I'm guessing, yeah, they're hanging roots. That's about what I expected. Some grow lichen in case you want to add some light sources in. I think that's how that works. I thought maybe we could try and put in some of the amethyst buds on the stone parts, but I'm not entirely sure that's going to look great. And then that's it for 1.17 blocks. We just have some lily pads, bamboo, seagrass, seed pickles, kelp, and then some of the coral types. Probably more than just two. Well, isn't that a lovely looking pond? We got our seagrass, we got the seed pickles, we got some kelp, we also got all of these coral blocks and 3 lily pads to hop around on the surface. Or at least try to. I'm well aware I did not make that jump at the end. Nor that one. Does anyone know how you place down a small drip leaf? I can place down a big one very easily, as you can see, but the small one, it's not having it. I don't quite know what I'm doing wrong. There we go. Okay, so turns out they have to be placed underwater on a coarse dirt or grass or clay or some other block like that, and have to have water above them. So they are an underwater plant, not an outwater plant. Oh! And you bone meal them to get the big drip leaf. So these two are basically the same. Okay, I think we're just going to go with the big drip leaf. Unless I can get it to stay like that, but I don't know if that's going to be the case. I have created a parkour course for the axolotls. You start on this drip leaf and end up on the moss. Here we go. Jump from 1. Retry. Jump from 1. Over to jump from... I said jump from 1. Give it a sec. There we go. Jump from 1 to 2 to 3 and hit your head on the ceiling, then clamber your way up onto the moss. We did it. Parkour masters. Axolotls, to my knowledge, cannot jump, so this really is just for my entertainment only. A couple of spore blossoms on the ceiling of the cave. That's quite nice. Oh, you can hang it on walls. I was not expecting that to work. I don't really know if that makes sense, but I kind of like it. Some glow lichen on the walls, we'll let that spread around a little bit, and of course some of our hanging roots hanging down from the ceiling. I'm guessing it only hangs, you can't place it on the floor or the walls. Nope, just appears to be hanging only. That's all good. Maybe one more here. And finally, the amethyst bud. Now obviously there are variable sizes of this, but I just want to try one. and see if I like it. I don't think it fits. I'm not going to bother with them. Beautiful noise though. I could break these all day long. The last question I'm having to ask myself is, do I want to keep this as purely natural blocks or add in some man-made ones too? Now, the only ones I'm really considering are chains and lanterns, just to provide a little bit of extra light. Something a bit like this. Now, I don't really know how that's going to look. Let's take a step back. Do I think that's a positive or negative addition? I think I need to sit here for a couple more minutes to decide. I'm going to leave it as it is, I think. So there we go, our axolotl enclosure / aquarium is done. We are now ready to move the adorable little creatures in. So I'm going to maybe put one up here. Oh no, I forgot I'm placing in a bucket of axolotl, not just a single one. Let me go ahead and push you down into the water slide and get you into the pond. That will do, you can work your way in. Okay, did that destroy anything? I don't believe it did, hopefully not. Well, there's one already in the water. I guess we can add in a couple more. They all appear to be the same color. That's not what I was hoping for. There we go. We got some variation. Aren't you guys just the cutest? 3 I think will do, and then maybe add in 2 more on the actual outside. We'll use the egg for this one though. There's one, same color as one before I think, and we'll add another to our miniature beach over here. Oh, this is so cute. I don't know what you're doing right now. You're still a little buggy, I guess. This is still the snapshots. So there we go, everybody. Axolotl Aquarium is now done. We don't have the best view from inside the window here, but if I turn around, it is a lot better. As you can see, they're all swimming around, having a jolly good old time amongst themselves. So thank you, everybody, so much for watching. I really hope you did enjoy. And if you're looking to get some axolotls as pets, hopefully this has given you some ideas of what you could build. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.